Hey guys, welcome back to Season 3 of Game On. Matt and I are building a new studio and it's not ready to go, so we're just going to do close-up video of these minis that we found at Walmart of all places. They are really cool little minis. I paid $4.97 for these 4 minis, which is less than what I've paid for one mini when I bought it at my FLGS when it comes from like WizKids or another place. Some of you may recognize the Jada name. They are known for their die-cast reproductions of licensed movie and TV show cars, but this is a fully licensed Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro product. You can go check out them at jadatoysinc.com. They are a very good company for putting out a quality product at a low price point. But I know that you guys don't care so much about the arbitration agreements in the end. You really care about what these things look like. So we're going to open it up. I want to show you what it looks like in the packaging. They're not like taped in there or anything. They're just kind of sitting in their package. But let's look at them out of the package. To be honest, they are pretty darn good quality for something that is under $5. And they have the same quality that you would get from a standard die-cast, maybe car. They are full metal, and they even have some decent deep cuts in them, where you can actually feel the rough edges of this Orog's cape that he wears, his little cloak. As you can see by pulling up this elf, we don't have as much detail as you might get in a WizKids or another Wizards of the Coast minis product that they have licensed out, but it's really good for what it is. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of accent coloring to some of these. Some of the accessories you would think that might have a different color are kind of blended into this female ranger's kind of just total armor and her blue pants. And you'll see that she stands on a base that's slightly wider than a regular 1-inch mini size that we would get for our games, but really she's looking really good for what she is. And if you think about it, she was only what, $1 something. Now this cleric does look a little goofy with the bright yellow, but if I ever need a dwarven war party, I'd rather buy a pack of these than trying to go and buy a pack of like minis. These are definitely some sort of mini that I would have in the background as a large scale group of minis, because I think that they're really cool for what they are. Now, here's a better look at a big one. This is a young adult dragon, which is normally a huge size, though this comes across as more of a gargantuan size if you put it on a battle mat. And it has the same flaws that any large die-cast model would have, and that is just, you can see its assembly lines where they kind of meet up. That's because it wasn't fully cast, it was more put together, but that is okay. I think it gives it some cool character. And you will see that this dragon is just cool. It doesn't have movable legs, it looks like it would, but not really. They wiggle around just a little bit, but they're not really movable, unfortunately, so you can't really pose him or her, whatever dragon identifies as. But it is a really nice model that I can't wait to have on my bookshelf. This model right here, with the 4 other minis, costs less than $15. It's hard to find a dragon mini that costs $15 or less. These wings aren't fully metal, as you can see. They're kind of like a hard rubber. They do move a little bit from where they're inserted, probably after the casting process. But honestly, I think it's pretty cool that they are that rubber. It kind of helps show that they're a different material. I would assume that a dragon would have different material that their wings are made out of and not just hard scales. But a closer look at it, you can see that the details are there. They might not be as vibrant as you would get if you bought like a $100 version of an adult red dragon, a young adult red dragon, but for less than $15 plus 4 other minis, this is a really cool creature to have. and I can't wait again to put him and display him on my bookshelf. And I think he looks really, really great. I'm going to put her there for size comparison. Kind of hard to see, but he does look more like a gargantuan size than he does a huge size. And if you put him down on a battle mat, you would pretty much agree with me. He's a little bit bigger than what the monster rulebook would say, but this is going to be such a cool little campaign creature that I could use when I play with Matt again. I can throw a young adult red dragon at him. Now I'm going to show you this one other set that I have that I got for roughly $10, maybe a little bit under. It has an ogre. I do want to let you know that there is one other set with a beholder. Matt and I could not find those. We searched a couple different Walmarts, but let's take a look at this ogre. This ogre, ogres are large, but this ogre kind of on the battle mat takes the place of more of a huge size, but you can basically get around that. He does not have movable arms. It looks like he would, but unfortunately they're kind of just the way he's cast and put together, but that's okay. You can see that he has some fairly nice details and cuts on his gauntlets and on his weapon, but he is not as maybe detailed as he would be from another company, but that's okay. Again, he was under $10, plus he got 4 other minis with him. To scale, you can see the female ranger next to him, like he's got his writing under his feet. But yeah, you can see that there is some leftover vestigials of the die-cast process. That's not really a big deal. Again, you're paying less than $10 for him, plus 4 other regular-sized minis, and he's good for what he is. I don't really have a whole lot other to say other than if you're willing to pay less than $10 to have ogres, I mean, this is better than what I would get probably from some other places, as well as I don't have to paint them. And if you have any interest in learning how to maybe repaint something like this, I do know that Miller's Marvelous Miniverse and Quinian's Budget Crafts also kind of do a how-to on how to rework something that's already painted, a die cast. But here I'm just showing you what comes in these sets. So this is that first set that I showed you. You got 4 in there for about $4.97. That's why I paid for them. You got some iconics in there. Here's the ogre. I do believe I paid $9.97 for this, so 5 in total. Get yourself the Drow Elf Rogue, Elf Paladin, some other really cool things. I also want to show you what comes in the other boxes in just a second. But here you got a human fighter, Tiefling Paladin, that dragon, Drow Elf Rogue, and a Dwarf Cleric. Again, all of this for, I think I paid $14.97 for this pack. So it's really, really good prices. I paid, what, roughly less than $30 for all of these. And this is just a really nice set. I wanted to show you what the other minis in here look like. Guys, these are awesome minis for the price. If you are at your local Walmart, I suggest giving these Jada Toys a look-see. Look at this dragon, it's so cool. Thank you guys very much for watching, and game on.